that's fucking ominous. Oh my god. Relax. Let's get that to a level, please. Okay. This is super cryptic. I'm listening to the Legends Arceus soundtrack. I forgot it opened absolutely horribly, so I'm gonna skip forward. Okay. It should be mostly fine from here on. Maybe. I don't know. Yes. Let me just get this to a level where it's not gonna be overly distracting for me. Okay, I think that's nice. My phone just went off. It's probably an email to say that I'm live. Yep, I know I'm live. I'm sitting here. That's how that works. Let's charge my phone. It's at no %. You can see I have an image back here. With about 9 guys shaded. Or 8. I stopped at 9 because I had a bit of an error last time. So let's see. Bada bada bing. Oh, hi. I love that people are actually working on crossbreeds the way that I've set out with the 2 matching egg groups on the Discord. There's 2 now that have been done. It's really cool. Let me find my thing. Hello, MS Shadow 8. Hello, Tood. Hello, Camu. Hello, Score. First, second, firth. More like fifth. So the collab, or not the collab, the crossbreed video was kind of taking up loads of my time. I kind of had burnout throughout it. But just getting that done has kind of given me a lot more energy to do things. Also, the heat wave that we had about a month ago came back for the past week, so I didn't want to be streaming in case my PC exploded. But I think we're pretty good. There's gonna be some songs in here now that I haven't heard. Like, I don't think I ever heard this. I think it might be the title screen though, which I never go on because your Switch just turns off by itself. Okay, I'm just getting everything set up properly. How's everybody's Wednesday gone? I wanted to get a haircut today, but I had to make an appointment for tomorrow, so now I have to do that tomorrow. Now let's see. Okay, everything's good to go. So we're going to zoom right into this guy. Actually, everything is not good to go yet. I need to open up a U. Because I need to grab my colors again. What are you? They're both soft light? Okay. If you're normal, you're like an off white. And I'm pretty sure this is just black. Yeah, it is. Okay. So we want everybody to match. Okay, and let me check that my pen and everything is good to go. Yep, that's the right one. Cool. And I'm going to start recording on the still image. And I'm going to move that up where I can see it, because last time it just stopped recording on its own. And it was very not fun. Let me get everything where I can see it, please. Lovely stuff. Okay. Good to go. So I didn't give Legends a chance. And the reason it kind of lost me initially was because I've ran into like an alpha Stantler that was like level 40 something, and then I was like, oh, this thing's very strong, I should use it. And I wasn't really building a team. I think the thing that kind of threw me for a loop was that you don't get to name the Pokemon as you catch them. You have to actually like go back and get them. So I kind of just had this team of like unnamed guys, and I kind of like to name every Pokemon I catch. Now, with the context of Legends Arceus, where you're catching them for research, I thought that was cool, and then you can like release them later on. But kind of before that, I was like, this game isn't for me, maybe. Then obviously the trailer for Scarlet and Violet came out, and I was like, you know what, I'm feeling a bit hyped for Pokemon. And I wanted to go back and I wanted to play Fire Red or Emerald, because I have a video that I will be making at some point, which is called like my Gen 3 Gold Card Quest. Because I decided, like, I want to say like 3 years ago at this stage, that I would try and get all the like perfect trainer cards in every game I had from scratch. And Gen 3 is probably one of the hardest if you don't have like a GameCube or like every game, because like getting all the Pokemon is a chore. So I was looking for that, but I couldn't find my DS charger for like my original DS, which is also the same as the Game Boy Advance SP charger. So I have so many gaps in this. So then I was like, you know what? I want to play a handheld Pokemon game. I have Arceus. I also have access to Shield, but I want to stream that. And I also have Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, but I don't really want to play those at the moment either. What is... Oh, that's his leg. Okay, cool. So then I was like, you know what? I'm going to play Arceus. And before I went in, I looked up, like, the decks just to see what was in it. I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to plan my team beforehand. I had already been spoiled on everything in it because I kind of didn't care. So like nothing was... I wasn't shocked by any new forms or anything. But my god, that is a fun game. And like it really made like Dialga and Palkia feel like legendary. Also, Palkia becoming a horse and then blasting Eurobeat was actual insanity. I'm going to be talking about this game openly, by the way. Just in case you haven't played it. Because, like... But they came out in February and it's now August. Like, if you wanted to play it, you would have played it by now. I didn't want to play it. But I would recommend it. I knew unnamed character was the twist villain. It still didn't... It was genuinely a bit creepy when that happened. The music choices that they did for that whole battle and encounter are actually fantastic. I'm gonna go soft light. Oh, there he is. Look how much better that looks just from me throwing colors over it and then doing a soft light layer. That's crazy. Technology is insane. 1, 2. Scafling's got the beach bow. Hang on, my headphone lead is like breaking as well. I got a really cheap pair of headphones, but like... Man, dude. So what I want to do here is take the white and make it like a really, really off-white. Like barely noticeable. But that way when I do like my... Because if you do like pure white or pure black, the other layers... The multiple layers and stuff won't work. My favorite part of the game is when they force you to have Dialga Palkia in your party in order to fight the other one. I thought that bit was very cool. And I actually had like a full team of legendaries at one point. Because I was like, you know what? It's called Legends Arceus. I might as well use the legendaries because I never do. I used Heatran. Like, never in my life would I have used Heatran. My one major gripe with it, and I've talked about this on Twitter, and it's made me even more excited for Scarlet and Violet, is switching between all the ride Pokemon is very kind of it's a bit clunky because you have to use the D-pad, which on the left side, which is kind of out of the way a bit. So kind of the flow of switching between things very quickly didn't work for me. And also in the lore, it didn't work either, because it's like, oh, I'm falling to my death. Let me, one, very quickly play the flute, and two, Braviary's just gonna appear out of thin air and catch me. I know it's a gameplay thing. Many people have talked about this before. I've been tempted to make a video on it. Someone who made a very good video on this is Tam Valley. Look up his video about ride Pokemon and HMs. Because there's like... They're so close to getting it, where they've removed HMs, but then the issue now is that we're just using Pokemon that we have no attachment to. Like in Sun and Moon, you have the ride Pokemon. And then in BDSP, you have like, whenever you use a HM, it's just a random Pokemon. Those abilities and stuff should just be tied to the Pokemon that you own in your own party. Which is why I'm super excited for Scarlet and Violet, because Koraidon is going to be like a constant. Like, I doubt you're going to have to switch a menu for it to like be able to run up cliffs and stuff. You're just going to have to run and then jump at the cliff with it. It's going to be great. I went on a bit of a tangent there, sorry. Palkia proceeds to use System Dino hit against Tadalga. Do you fight the... I guess you do fight the legendary. There was a very weird, I actually died in the, well, I didn't die, like, but I didn't succeed the first time I fought Primal Palkia. Or Origin Palkia. But then it gave me, like, it gave me the option to, like, start over or, like, continue midway. And it's like, why would I do anything except continue midway? Then I was just able to finish the fight very, very easily. So that option was kind of weird. I've heard lots of people complaining about the genies. I have yet to go find them, but they are active now. I've talked to Kogita about them. But I might use, like, Thundurus, because I think Thundurus is, what's it called? Incarnate form is very, very cool. Here's that option in all the fights. Like the noble mods. Well, I didn't lose any of the other nobles. So I wouldn't know. I just wanted to give this soundtrack a listen, because, like, I haven't... There's lots of interesting songs in there. Like, it has a really good soundtrack. Like, I was on the Cobalt Coasts, and I heard, like, the theme song that Toby and Ron used for the Calm Mind podcast, and I was like, God, man, this is chill. And this song is also chill. And I'm trying to tell, like, what's like a remix of, like, a Diamond and Pearl song, you know? Like, for all I know, this could be. So, I had a thought earlier. And I've ran this by my guy Bludgeon. And it's the fact that Diamond and Pearl remix came out, and then Legends Arceus came out 2 months later, and Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl are like the most, like, I would argue that they are the worst Pokemon games. Because, like, as remakes, they do nothing. The fact that those came out and then Legends came out, it's like... there was so much opportunity they could have done with like redesigning Sinnoh, because every remake is in like the style of the generation that it's in. So you'd have like Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl in the same kind of style as Sword and Shield. So you'd be able to move the camera in some sections of it. So then it's like the region might need like a bit of a redesign to accommodate for that. And then it's like you have Hisui, which in a lot of places doesn't match up with Sinnoh. And I'm like, there's a real opportunity there to like give us like a real new Sinnoh, you know? So for me personally, I'm treating Legends as the Sinnoh remakes, because it was an experience for sure. I guess they didn't want to completely ruin Sinnoh. Well, they did it anyway. Like the fact that you can't access the origin forms of Palkia and Dialga in BDSP. And I was saying this as well, it's like, for what reason are all the Hisuian Pokemon go extinct? Like, that's very strange, you know? I've had the belief since like Sun and Moon came out that when they were gonna revisit old regions in remakes, that they'd also add in regional variants. So like Hisuian Gudra and Sliggoo, Hisuian Basculin. Well, I know that was not technically Hisuian. Hisuian Sneasel, you know? They could have easily brought those into the Diamond and Pearl remakes and just called them Sinnohan. You know? It's so odd that there's no, like, new... Because, like, if you look at Heart Gold, Soul Silver, or Oras, like, Oras has, like, Mega Evolutions, it has, like, the Dex Nav, it is so much quality of life stuff above Ruby and Sapphire. Now, I'll still go back and play Emerald, because I just like the art style. But Oras really added a lot, whereas BDSP, like, took stuff away. This game theory video, I assume, went extinct. I know, it's very weird. Like, if they did go extinct, which obviously they did, that... Oh, what layer did I draw this on? Why did I shade one thing and then not shade anything else? It's like in the Sinnoh remakes in BDSP, you know, like there could be like a new item or something where it's like, oh, you found the skull of a weird deer or something, you know? But there's fucking nothing. It's insane. The thing that really annoyed me is that, because I wanted to use a Rotom in BDSP, because you can in Platinum during the game, but nope, it's literally they locked everything back to how it is in Diamond and Pearl, and then people would be like, oh well, they said it's a faithful remake. Then I'm like, okay, what about the Underground then? That's not faithful, you know. And then they're like, oh, but that's new. It's like you have to pick one, you know. You can't say that it's faithful and then just ignore the bits you want to ignore. I have to check out the second crossbreed video in the stream immediately popped up. Oh, well, please check out the crossbreed video. I worked for ages on it. And people seem to like it. So that's good. If I do... Haha, do. If I do a part 3, I might make it another collab. If there are any crossbreeds left by that stage that we can do. I got a brief look at one of them that was put on the Discord, but I saw Sea Dragon's Jupiter Surskit one, which I thought was absolutely genius. Because I was looking at that combo for ages, and I was like, You know, they're both just water bug. There's nothing really much I can do with that. But then they turned it into a fucking Zorb ball guy. And I'm like, oh, that's genius. I really like the creative side of the Pokemon community. They astound me at every turn. It's kind of nice to give breeding more of a purpose. Yes. Because I was thinking, it's like, people like fusions. We already have a thing in the game that we could just work with, instead of coming up with like a new stone or a new gimmick or anything like that. Also, RPG, I changed your tag on the Insta post. If you noticed or didn't notice. Just so people can find you easier. I have a lot of guys to get through. But no, for the most part, I really, really did like Legends Arceus. And it made me excited for Scarlet and Violet even more. Oh, what did I just do here? Okay. Things went a bit wacky for a second, but I think we're alright. When are they on the 18th? So 2 September, October, November. So 3 months tomorrow they're out. Okay, so I'm gonna get cracking on sorting out my streaming setup so that I can do a Shield playthrough. Because I do want to kind of see what Gen 8 was about. I know it ended pretty strong, but I know the game I played right before that was really bad. So we'll see. And also there are a few Galarian mons I'd like to give a chance. Impidimp, for sure, I'm putting on my team. As well as Dracovish. I know Dracovish is like the meme Pokemon, because it's like super strong or whatever. But I've always dug the concept of it. And I think it looks cool, genuinely. I already know I'm going to be picking Grookey as well, because it's the best of the bad bunch. Grimstar of all mons is my 10th favorite Pokemon, despite being from my least favorite region. It's really cool. Oh, shit. Oh, the anxiety song. There we go. Now I need to turn down the things here. I need to do this the old-fashioned way, because it's just too much going on. Oh, working with fire is pain. But I'll do it. For shading, I mean. Hello there, I am here. When your name rings out. I'm trying to think who else in the Sword and Shield decks I'd use. From memory. Oh, Dreadnought. Absolutely. Maybe Sizzlipede? I think Bugfire is a cool combo, but like Volcarona is my goat. I also know Volcarona's in the game. Maybe it's only in the DLC, but like Sizzlipede never grabbed me like it did other people. And by Sizzlipede I mean Centiskorch. I would use Roly-Coly's line if Colossal didn't look like a fucking idiot. There are some Pokemon where they just look a certain way that I don't want to use them. This is such a weird soundtrack when you're listening to it out of context. I just think Roly-Coly has like such a unique vibe, and it has like the cool like off-center red single eye. And then Carkol just goofs it up, but it's still like a method of locomotion. And then Colossal is just like, hey, it's me, right on. With coal on my head. Also, I've discovered through Hisuian Arcanine how chronic a type Fire Rock is. And Arcanine's fast, so I imagine Colossal isn't based on its looks. Oh, Duraludon I want to use as well. I'll probably end up ditching Rillaboom, just because he's going to be pulling out that drum every 2 seconds, and I absolutely despite if it didn't have the drum and stood like a gorilla, I would think it was a pretty cool starter. But I cannot get past that drum set. It's too weird. So some sort of dual type grass type, I guess I could do. I'm going for like a T. Whenever I play a new game, I try and always do like a completely dual-typed team where none of the types match. It's the only fire type option I can find after choosing Rillaboom. I don't see Rhydon, I look at Colossal. I don't mean Rhydon specifically, but I mean like it looks very like just Gen 1 kaiju body kind of deal. Like, Duraludon is also a kaiju, but, like, it has super duper weird proportions, and it stands out for that for me. Actually, I just realized Duraludon and, Dracovish would share types. If that was the route I was to go down. This, I think, is one of the more underrated songs. Whenever it comes on, I'm like, oh no, it's spooky and nighttime, but then it actually gets pretty cool. But they don't share weaknesses. Yeah, that's my... I was slaying using both Palkia and Dialga in Legends, because I was like, yeah, 2 lads, no shared weaknesses, easy peasy. I'm trying to think what grass types are in Galar. Dual typed ones specifically. That are new to Galar. And not Calyrex. Guys, it's been a long time coming, but I'm actually... enjoying Pokemon again. Oh, Applin. Oh, God. Oh, I'm gonna have a whole team of dragons. So I'll definitely need a poison type then. So I guess toxicity to deal with the fairy types. I genuinely might get an Applin and not evolve it, because I'm not big on either of its evolutions. I know everybody's like, oh, Appleton, but it's just weird looking to me. He's just a pie. And he has a weird gradient, and then Flapple seems kind of small. Dralidon also deals with fairy, that is true. So what do I have? I have Applin, Dralidon, Grimmsnarl, Dracovish. And Dreadnought. Wait, but then I have 2 water types. Sure, fuck it, you know, I'll deal with it as it happens. I'm pretty sure I have a lot of fighting type weaknesses in there as well. I definitely have 2. I'm gonna just vibe with the decks when I see it and figure it out from there. Also, I'm debating having my first playthrough of it be a Nuzlocke, but I don't think so, because I did that before with White 2. And then I was like, this game sucks. But oh no, it was me who sucked. Because I didn't play it the way that it was meant to be played. Then when I played it again, I was like, this game fucking rules. Oh. Cam Mine podcast theme. The entire Applin line is small though. I know, but it's... Flapple doesn't feel like a fully evolved Pokemon to me. He seems... I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of underwhelming. Ninja and Y, Heliosticks, or Spyro. Whole team was weak for fighting. Yeah, I had Greninja and Aurorus and Heliolisk as well. I can't remember who else I had. Whenever I do a new game, though, I always try and have new Pokemon. I don't like reusing old ones. And I shut the line with Apple and Flapple and Appleton. And I've never done a game where I like have a guy on the team that I don't evolve. Oh. I also kind of want Galarian Darmanitan. Because I love torturing myself with the ice type. And I sure as fuck am not using Frostmoth. Or Ice Cube for that matter. Because it's only single typed. Evening. Hello, Procolion. Or Heliolisk and Pyro are part normal. Well, I know what Heliolisk, whenever I used, Heliolisk gets, what the fuck is the name of the ability? The one where it makes all electric moves part normal. But then that doesn't explain the normal type, because he doesn't get stab. Or does it get double stab? Use a Snom and don't evolve it. Dry skin. No, it has another ability. I'm very sure of this. Why does Heliolisk not get that? Well, all I know is that whenever I had a Heliolisk and it had a move similar to Boom Burst, where it would just wreck shop because it got stab on it. My Heliolisk was named Sarge. And Pyroar then gets the... Because see, with Pyroar I understand it more, because normal is like the sound type. And Pyroar has a lot of roaring moves. So it wants to get stab on them. Pyroar is kind of underwhelming to me though. I wish it became a Manticore. As does everyone in the pre-X and Y days. Everyone. I speak for all. It was more so when X and Y were coming out, people were like, oh my god, what'll this evolve into? And it turned out nothing. What is this? What am I looking at? Oh, it's his horn. Okay. I'll be surprised if anybody made a regional Pyro with the Manticore Spider Region Evolution. I would bet you money that that's happened. Definitely a Mega Evolution anyway. Because it was in a time before regional variants existed. He's an Entei only, or the only line. So I'll go Entei. Entei is something. I can see how it's a lion. Solgaleo is my line of choice, though. I've always been a sucker for steel psychic types. But that's because I remember them from a day when they weren't weak to both Ghost and Dark. So in my mind they only have 2 weaknesses, but they actually have 4. But also I'm kind of glad for that, because fucking Lucian's Bronzong was a pain in the ass. Luxray technically as well. Nah, I wouldn't count Luxray as a lion. Luxray is a lynx. Which you did say, so... The thing with the legendary dogs I don't get, and I'd call them legendary dogs because that's just what I'm used to from my childhood. I don't actually think they're dogs. they're beasts because everybody's like, oh, Raikou is a saber-toothed tiger, which it really is. And they're like, Entei is a lion, which is debatable. And then they're like, Suicune's a cheetah. And I'm like, or a leopard. I'm like, it's got a dog's face. This playlist is going nuts. It just jumps from song to song. And now we're back to this again. There's nothing cat about Suicune. I agree. Suicune is more of a horse than a cat. Because it gallops. Looks like a greyhound. I wouldn't say it looks like a greyhound. Definitely some sort of hound, but not a greyhound specifically. I'm very familiar with greyhounds. I got a lurcher downstairs. Whoa, I've never listened to this in a bit. Gorgeous. Yes, the things with like Magram are going to take a bit longer because they have more detail. And they're literally on fire. Yeah, here we go. Two small lads here, it'll be easy. East peas lemon. Let's go bang bang. New layer, what are we on? Layer 135. Oh my god, what is this playlist? Just stop songs in the middle of them. Let me remove Norse Florida from this. I'm personally of the belief that every single Pokemon in a region doesn't need to literally be, like, representative of that region's real-life influence. Like, when I get around to making AirNet properly, it's like, there's gonna be some things in there that have nothing to do with Ireland. There's gonna be some things that have a lot of heavy things to do with Ireland. I imagine the nostrils are glowing. So, let's... Oh, what are you doing? Oh, come on. Also, sorry, but Jesus Christ, Hisui and Avalugg. The totem. It's not a totem, it's a noble. Being the size of a fucking mountain. How's that, bruh? Their Avalogs are way smaller. Yeah, Hisuian Avalugg is another Pokemon where I'm like, you were so close. The fact that its mouth things open up is so off-putting. It should have just had a big shovel jaw. And it looks like it does in its artwork. And I saw its artwork first, and I was like, oh my god, that looks pretty cool. And then when I actually saw it in motion, I was like, this is horrible. I'm shading this side. Our region should accurately reflect the native culture. I don't think they all have to. I know Caparaja is in Galar because there's a lot of history with the UK and India. Guarantee you when we eventually do get an Australian region, there'll be an Australian Komala and it'll be the original Komala. My least favorite things in the Fakemon community is when someone makes a regional variant of a Pokemon. They're like, this one's the original. It's like, okay. The cool Pokemon you made a regional variant of just so happens to come from your region. Alright, King. Oh, I am the bull. This should do with Fat Copper's first appearance as Galar means it doesn't technically from the Indian generation. I know, but then it's like, why are there... Nobody's complaining about Donphan being in Johto, you know? It's no elephants in Japan. As far as I know, anyway. Like, coughing and wheezing were originally meant to be called Nai and La, which is for New York and LA. Which obviously are also not in Japan. So I don't think it's too worth getting hung up on. I suppose the fact is, it's like, even if they're not from generations that are based off the countries that the animals are from, the representation is still there, which I guess is a cool thing. As long as it's not done in, like, an offensive way. Now, I don't know if, like, including a koala in Hawaii might be deemed offensive by anyone. I know that if the if they made a leprechaun Pokemon and introduced it in Galar, people would lose their fucking minds. I erased the wrong layer. I was wondering why that looks so green. What the hell is this from? Is this that balloon game? The name scheme is because you have an Indian elephant and a koala, two iconic animals, but they aren't in the countries they're iconic to. Why is a lion in France? Why is a kangaroo in Japan? Let me think about it. I don't know where the coelacanth was found, but that's also in Japan. Hippos are pretty iconic. Hippos and rhinos are pretty iconic to Africa. They're both found in Japan-only regions. In fact, all of Africa's iconic animals have been in Pokemon, and there hasn't once been an African region. But you see, it does make sense, because it's not the real world. The Pokemon Earth. There's no desert in England, as far as I'm aware. Oh, I drew everything on the same... Did I? Okay, I did it those 1 second. All this talk about elephants is making me go gaga. Is this right? Okay. Let's try that again. Why are you locked? Didn't touch you. Everything's still recording. Okay, cool. That's what I like to see. Also, I'm pretty sure, I can't remember any off the top of my head, but I know there are other situations like Copperajah where it's like, these Pokemon aren't native to the generation they debut in. Pretty much everything in the Safari Zone in Kanto is said to be from somewhere else, I'm sure. I just can't remember which one specifically has Pokedex entries about it. Pokedex to make them country accurate. Yeah, that's why for the Pukedex, I'm making a flat earth region because I just need a place to throw them all without basing it off one particular country. Oh, there's a little motif there for, I can't think of the specific route, but... Oh, my wrist hurts. Okay. Hello, dude. Oh. Quick little stretch. I'm going to turn around. I'm going to bring my laptop over here because all my screens are taken up with things on them. You got head hurt? Oh! Ah! Okay. That's a good, good day to open Discord right there. If you know, you know. My attitude towards region dexes has shifted recently to they're not 100% animals from the country, but they should be. I don't know, I feel it limits things, you know? Because, like, let's say they actually made the dex based off of Galar. Actual Galar. It's like, there's no penguins in Galar. There's no elephants, which we've already discussed. Or maybe something like Gen 6 or Gen 5. If we do it for Gen 5, that's missing half the decks, because, like, mummies aren't from America. Like, you're losing the... just from memory, Muna, Darmanitan, because this is it's specifically based off, like, New York City. So it's like you wouldn't have Maractus. You wouldn't have Crocodile. Though I guess there's like the myth about the alligators in the sewer or whatever. Here's more limiting use of non-native animals. I think it should just be fuck it, whatever, like, you know? I think if you can justify why something is there, then it works. Because with Copperaja in the England region, you can justify it. Now, it might not suit people, but there is a justification for it. Forgot about this guy. Let me think. Let me think now. So we're going to copy you. I'm going to take you. Then we're going to go like bang, bing, boom, bop. Bada bop. Boom, pow. Then I'm going to take like a blue. I'm going to make a new layer. I'm going to do that. And I'm going to fill it in. I have a degree, don't worry. I need to turn off my smoothing, that's what's wrong. There's no pandas in France either from my experience. Isn't limiting if you're creative with designs? Yeah, but it's like if you're actually going for like an England region, you're gonna have like 4 foxes because you don't really have that many terrestrial animals to work with. Oh, this bit slaps. First time I heard this, it was like 3 in the morning, and I was like, I am in another fucking universe. So now let's make this. What could I do to this to make it good? So you're there. I want you there. This stuff is always tricky to me. Okay, I'll shade him first, and then I'll go back to the bubble. I think the bubble needs to be done on its own. So I don't need you at the moment. There we go. Bang, bang. I mean, I just personally don't see a point in limiting the animals to regions when they didn't do that for, like, arguably until Gen 5, and that is arguably, I would say Gen 7 is when they went properly in on doing that. So Gen 5, it's just kind of everything Western to Japan is pretty much what they used. But there's no point being like, oh, I have to do it, because Pokemon doesn't do it. Now, they do take some influence these days, but, like, there's no point getting nitty-gritty with it, like. If anything, it limits creativity because you can't just do what you want. You have to have that, It's like for my region, it's like, oh, I want to make, like, a poison steel pseudo, you know? I'm not going to limit myself to the animals of Ireland. I'm going to look into what suits that concept best, and then just design a thing around it. Doesn't necessarily have to be Irish. Is everything okay? My stream just stuttered. Seems to be okay on my end. I like the look of this guy. Okay, the blinks came up for you as well. That's weird, I've never had that happen before. Oh! This stuff makes me, I'm like, have I closed the lines? Yes, I have. Okay, Coolaboola. Dude, he's allowed to have his opinion. You don't have to argue with him on it. I think then the issue with only sticking to real life stuff is then it's kind of like, this isn't like the Gala region anymore. This is just England. I'm sure I'm right about this. I don't think there's any crocodiles in Spain. But I could be wrong. It's been a very long time since I was there. But there are horses in Spain, so now that you say it, yes. It's true. Bludgeon was asking me earlier who I'm going to pick as my starter, and I don't know. I still don't know. Because the way I was thinking about it is I used Froakie, then I used Litten, then I skipped Gen 8, I skipped Sword and Shield, but I would choose Grookey. I chose Rowlet then for Legends. So I'm pretty much... It's pretty much between fire and water. Because I will have used grass the most recently. And also Sprigatito is my least favorite. I still think it's a good design. I don't hate it by any means. The other two just speak to me so much more. But then I'm like, do I go with Fuecoco to stick out the meme to the end? Or do I go back to water because it's the one I haven't used in the longest? And I used to be the water guy. I had 3 friends I went to primary school with. One of them always got the fire guy. One of them always got the grass. And I always got the water. And then obviously we'd trade when we got down the line. That was like a fun 3-way rivalry that I had in real life. And you know rivalry, like it's Pokemon. We're not actually rivals. I'm still best friends with one of those guys to this day. The other guy then went to Australia and became a male model, so that's interesting. And I didn't know that until I was on Instagram one day. And he like photoshopped a lot of Pokemon on the beach around him. I was like, who the fuck is this hot man on the beach? And I was like, oh my god, it's the guy I went to school with. I don't know what that story has to do with anything, but... he's funny. I'm set up for Coco. Here, see the evolutions. See, I'm in thinking about it, as I was thinking about this, I think Gen 4 and Gen 7, and obviously then Gen 8, were the only times I saw the starter evolutions before I got the games. With Gen 8, it's because I didn't get the games. So for Scarlet and Violet, I kind of want to go into it blind without knowing what they're going to turn into. But I know then, like, I'm going to have to, like, pre-order it and get it on day one and, you know, play through it like a motherfucker and not go on Twitter. Which is, well, not even go online, which is very hard when you're a content creator. So it kind of becomes a point where it's like, should I just spoil it for myself? I'm still adamant on not looking at leaks, though. I'd rather see stuff in the game. Or see somebody having a positive experience with it on Twitter if it is to be spoiled that way. But just posting leaks is just, it's so stupid. It's like, okay, I saw the thing. It's like when I first saw Palkia as a horse, I was like, that's really stupid. But then when you actually see it in motion, you're like, oh, that's kind of cool. This is a cursed image right here. I felt the same way with Sprigatito with Litten. They're kind of just cats. The only thing about them was their color. I think Litten had a bit more going on. Oh, I've lost my highlight color. A sec, hang on. I think Litten kind of had a bit more stylization to it that appealed to me. It also had kind of the sulfur marking on its face, which is kind of a unique detail. Whereas with Litten, I'm just kind of like, this is just, or Sprigatito, I'm like, this is just kind of a green cat. I swear it's hard considering everything seemingly got leaked straight up. I have seen no leaks. I'm very good with avoiding them. Reminder, if you post leaks on the server, I'll kick your ass. The Argent forms, they look uncanny. I think they look perfect for what they are. People have described them as biblically accurate Dialga and Palkia. And again, this goes back to my problems with BDSP. Like, why are those not in those games? They could have tied everything together. Like, I was watching clips of people reacting to that battle, and when Spear Pillar's destroyed, they're like, it became Spear Pillar. But they're excited about that from, like, and they always say, like, oh, it's Spear Pillar from Platinum. You know, they never say, like, BDSP. So that game, those games just came and went. Nobody is going to talk about those games. I would even say, like, next year, you know. People will continue to talk about Legends Arceus. Possibly Sword and Shield. But, like, BDSP are just, they're going to be gone forever. The Argent forms look kind of ridiculous. But they're insane. And I love them for that. Dialga looks better than Palkia. I think Palkia is a little bit too much just a horse. But I do quite like the look of both of them. Then this is very rooty kind of vibes. Oh, sorry, I don't remember the exact numbering of the roots. Oh, the stream just stuttered again. It looks like they attached and spray painted toy horse legs. I like that it floats. Oh my god, something about Legends that's such just like a quality of life thing. I went back to Prelude Beach, and I was like, I was trying to check, like, could I walk into the water? Because I was trying to check, could I drown myself? But I couldn't. But I was like, can I throw in my Pokemon? So I threw in my Walrein. It was swimming. Then I threw in Hoot Magoot, my Decidueye. He was flying. And then the rest of the Pokemon had, like, those platforms that came out. But I'm like, the fact that the Pokemon have different animations, just depending on what they're standing in. I'm like, where was that? Like, for Sword and Shield, when they were like, we're working on new animations. It's like, okay, now you actually have. So thank you very much. Jagger looks worse because of the neck. I thought the neck was one solid kind of thing through it. I didn't realize it split off in both directions. I think my problem with Dialga is just its lower half isn't as detailed. It's just kind of a big blob. It's just a big unanimous blue blob. I understand why. I know the lore behind them. I still think they look cool. They're just like, hey brother, let's become God. Okay. Can I get a soft light, please? Nice. Let's turn this on, and now let's shade this. That's the wrong color. This will get its own preset, I think, because it's fucking gonna look pretty weird. So I can go like bang, then I can go like bang. Hey, it's already see-through, and then we can go like. Oh, shut up. Oh, that is a saving reminder. So let's go save as Spectacular Starter Summer. Backup. Oh yeah, we had thunderstorms here as well after the heat wave, so I didn't want to have a power outage and lose all my fucking files again. See, my issue with the lore behind it then is it is Dialga's neck is obstructed so that it can't Roar of Time, and Palkia has no arm so it can't Spatial Rend. But they still can. Because I knew that before I played the games, and then I was like, oh, do they get like a new move in their origin form? And they don't. They still just have Spatial Rend and Roar of Time. So I think it's like a cool lore reason, but I'm just like, they can still do it. Also, the animation of Spatial Rend is so cool in Legends. Let's see. That looks like soap almost. Let's go for you. So in terms of process of this, once I'm done shading all the individual guys, I go and I do all the details. So like shading underneath, grass, sand, water, blah, 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 blah. Just in case anybody was wondering. I want to fill up here as well, wherever those guys are. So I'll do Berserk next, and then I'll pop up to the top. Doing nothing changes after the design. Incorrect. The stats change too. Not the BST, if I'm correct, but I might be wrong about that actually. I know that some stats flip around the place. Where? Who am I turning off here? Fall coil. There we go. The way that they used the heart rate monitor in Giratina's theme to reflect what was happening in that battle was absolutely genius. That final battle was honestly incredible. I'm wondering, is this like Stark Mountainish? Oh shit. Yeah, I made a big mistake right there. It's like, hey, the game ends with a 3-stage boss fight that you can't heal between. One of the big things I didn't like about Legends is the agile style and just move orders and stuff. It felt like there was some time, like when you're fighting like Kamado, I know a lot of people had this issue, where he sends out his Clefable and then it gets to move 3 times in a row. And there were lots of instances like that where they'd send out a Pokemon and they just get to hit you before you can even react. I'd really like to see kind of how somebody would do a Nuzlocke in Legends. Because it seems sometimes like the gimmick, just like the agile thing, doesn't make sense. That's how it works. Opinion on BDSP Elite Four. I didn't get to the Elite Four on BDSP because I just wasn't having a good time. Though I will be finishing it before Scarlet and Violet come out. I'm at Snowpoint City, like I'm just before Candace. I already know that Flint or Flynn? What's his name? Is it Flint? I already know that he's only going to have 2 fire types because it's a Fatal remake. The style system is weird at times. The strong style always made sense because it was like, okay, you're turning this move now into like a hyper beam of sorts, where it'll cost you like an extra turn, but like the damage payoff might be worth it. But then I was kind of like, what does the speed stat actually do? You know? And I mean, I might just be an idiot. That's very true, and I'm just used to playing Pokemon the way I've played Pokemon for my entire life. But I was kind of like, something's off here with this. I genuinely got frustrated fighting Benny. Because like his Gallade came, it's just, my Pokemon were just dying, and he would just send out another Pokemon, and I wouldn't get a chance to like switch out or anything. I'm just like, I can't do anything, you know? Get the Elite Four competitively viable months. I've heard that. I've heard Cynthia, at least. A hard Elite Four does not a game save, though. So even if the Elite Four is hard, it's not going to change my opinions about those games. Let's Go did the following Pokemon so well. It did. It's funny how Let's Go is now an example of... Here's the thing. I just didn't like Let's Go because it's associated with Pokemon Go. As opposed to being like just a... And it's back in Kanto and blah 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 blah. But it looks like it's visually very nice. I always forget the name of the game when I see it. I need to write it down. But there's like a really cool looking pixel art game that I think that they should do Pokemon in the style of. Because, like, it would just be really nice. Where is the gap? Oh, it's over here. Okay. Oh my god, where is it? Oh, it's here. Okay. Got him. I am the very best. I don't have to give it to Legends. Let's go. Yeah, it's weird that Legends didn't get DLC because there's like the 5 noble Pokemon that they say are like 5 out of 10. And it's like, where are the other 5? I do not know what Koromon is. I don't think the DLC is needed because they can introduce those 5 in a new game, but they're specifically the nobles of Asui, like, you know? Like, we're never going back to Hisui. They're not going to make a Legends Arceus 2 because, like, you fight God at the end of Legends, you know? I could see a Legends Kalos game being very cool. There's also talk of, like, if they did Legends Galar, it could focus on, like, the Darkest Day and stuff. There's also a theory that Kamado and Benny have come from Galar to escape the Darkest Day. Was this the Mount Coronet remix? I think it is. I could be very wrong. I'll know if a woman starts going like, oh! I think I may be wrong on this. Though I think I'm also right. Come on, lady, where are you? No, I was wrong. It would have happened already. Legends and Let's Go are side main titles, whereas BDSP is a main title, and that's the saddest thing. I mean, I'm not getting into the mainline argument again, but technically, I know Legends is considered mainline by Game Freak. But yeah, the fact that BDSP are of such low quality is insane. It's fork and redonkulous. I don't even think if people took off their nostalgia goggles after cookie cutter Pokemon games, basically, I think there were titles are being able to prove this. See, I think with because obviously this is an argument that comes back from time to time. It's like the thing about the older games is they are built to make the most of the systems they're on. Like now Diamond and Pearl are slow as molasses, but then Platinum comes in and makes it better. And then by the time Gen 5 comes around on the same console, I think Gen 5 is one of the best looking generations. So then it's like when those games are remade on like a Switch and they don't look as good with the hardware they're using, that's when it kind of gets weird. It's not that the old games were bad per se. It's that the technology they don't know how to use the technology they're using. I mean, Game Freak have been infamous for like not knowing how to do shit. The old president of Nintendo, Iwata, like had to save gold and silver. What was the original ones? I think it was gold and silver though. Oh, just pretty laggy in parts. Yeah, there's loads of videos about like if you do like a triple battle with Moltres, it melts the game. Yeah. And then I lost my train of thought. It's ever since they jumped to 3D, it's like they haven't really... It's like they're kind of just getting by. It's like they're not honing the craft as such. Because case in point, it's like, oh, well, they're on the Switch. It's like there are lots of good-looking games on the Switch. You know? It's not a console problem, it's how they're allocating their resources problem. The direction they've chosen to go. They're like, oh, let's future-proof every Pokemon game by making a model and using the same animations. Now, in Legends, that did change. They do move differently to how they have moved for the past decade, which is nice. Also, yeah, the fact that Sword and Shield, or X and Y, is like a decade old is scary to me. Also, Gen 5 is about to be the midpoint of Pokemon. You know what the polygons of Pokemon models eat up file space, pixels take up less space than polygons. Yeah, that's what I've been saying for years. Think about it. If their whole thing is, oh, we need to cut down space to work on animations, they didn't work on animations for Sword and Shield. They straight up lied. With pixel art, you can include every Pokemon. They can all be animated to have unique attack animations because they're all pixels. The whole game is pixels, so they match the art style and it look nice. And then you can literally include everything because they're not going to take up... Now, I know there's going to be like 1,000 Pokemon, but in the grand scheme of things, they're going to take up way less space than they would have. So, like, you can include contests, you can include PokeStar Studios if you wanted, you could include the Pokeathlon, you could include the Battle Frontier, you can include numerous Battle Frontiers, you could include a second region, you could include the Underground, you could include secret bases, you could include fucking Mega Evolution, Z-Moves, Gigantamax, Terrestrial forms, you could include every regional variant. You can include literally every Pokemon ever made. You know what I mean? They even have multiple copies of Lily and Sun and Moon because they can't figure out how to load models efficiently. Yeah, they never proved it. It's true, like. I think the Pokemon company should give a different studio a chance at making a mainline Pokemon game. Just to see. I think everybody says Konami because of Pokken, but I'm like, Pokken is literally using a roster of like 20 Pokemon, I want to say. Like, it's I don't think that alone is a fair standard. You want a team, you want people who have dealt with making large worlds with lots of things in them already. I can't really think of anything off the top of my head, but I'm sure there's some crowd out there who do it. But Junichi Masuda's got the grip of the fucking gods on this franchise, I guess. The fact that he fucking said in Oras, the reason they cut the Battle Frontier is because kids use their mobile phones and they're going to be distracted. It's like, then make a fucking game to grab their attention, you dickhead. They're paying for a game, give them a game. My voice is breaking because I'm angry. Arr. He was leaving though. No. Oh, sorry. Did I, Namco. Oh, it's Namco. Sorry, not Konami. Yeah, he's leaving. No. Junichi Masuda's still there. I'm pretty sure Masuda's the game director of most of them now. Or he's up there in it, but leaving as director. I'm sure he's still... I definitely saw him in the Arceus credits. Let me see. I need to go up now because I want to get, like, you. Should have changed my avatar. I don't have it set up yet to have it be done conveniently. I need a streaming deck to do conveniently. I only got it when it... I only did the avatar switch for the live stream. Because it's easy to do when you're watching something. When I'm drawing on Photoshop, if I start hitting buttons, it'll change my my layer opacity and stuff. It's happening up around here. If you can see that. You'll see it's changing whenever I push the buttons to change my expression. There we go, 0. Back to normal. No, that is there for... It's ready to go, like I just need the... If I just had a little thing at the side here that I could just touch with my left hand that didn't affect the keyboard at all. Easy peasy. Get Namco Square. I don't want Square touching Pokemon. They put fucking belts on everyone. And then a fucking Kingdom Hearts 4 Pikachu will show up. Oh, I didn't they have an accident screwed with shading such a no. I was prepared to do it. I made sure I was on an empty layer. In fact, it's the layer I'm on right now. And it looks fine. Oh shit. Okay. They developed new Snap. Oh yeah, okay. Okay, I think that's why okay, I always mix up that people are talking about Snap. I always think it's just Pokken. But no, yeah, whoever made Snap should definitely have a go at it, because they've obviously worked with it for Snap. And Snap has a lot of funny details in it that I haven't experienced personally, but I've seen. Like, you throw a berry at like a Morlul, I think, and it just fucking dies. Maybe it's a Wooper. Namco's guaranteed to have better lighting at least. See, if they'd give it to a new developer, I'd be like, and then they said, hi, we can't include every Pokemon, I'd be like, okay, but maybe the game is going to be quality, you know? If they gave the excuse they gave for Sword and Shield and then actually followed through on why they gave that excuse, you know? Like, if Sword and Shield was the best looking game you'd ever seen, people would have forgiven NatDex. I feel. The lighting is scared if Violet looks kind of bad. Yeah, it does, but like, I'm beyond caring at this point. Because it's just like, oh, I could complain for the next decade, or I could play this game that looks like a lot of fun. I think objectively they don't look like they're using all of the Switch's hard power, or hardware, or the power of the Switch. They're one part of what makes a game. Yes, but games are a visual medium. A movie might have a really good story, but if it looks like shit, it's gonna affect it how it does. If people want to watch it or not. I will admit that Legends Arceus is not the greatest looking game I've ever played, but I had a lot of fun playing it, so that's all that matters. Do you know what solves all of these lighting issues? Going back to pixel art. Oh, go wash your fat head. That was me talking to myself, by the way, not one of you. Switch isn't the most powerful console. Yeah, but it's like, look at Breath of the Wild. Which was like a launch title for the Switch. Look at Monster Hunter Rise, you know? Like, those are just two games I can think of. Mario Kart looks amazing, you know? I'm not going to defend Pokemon's graphics, but it's not stopping me from playing the games. Oh, I did this backwards. And then we want to get to, like, there, I guess. I think it's a valid criticism, but it's not going to stop me playing the games anymore. With Sword and Shield, it was a combination of the graphics and a lot of other stuff that made me not want to play it. But now I'm going to play it. Because I was one of the guys who's like, I'm giving out about this game, you know, it'd be pretty ironic if I bought it. So then I didn't buy it. Oh, this soundtrack. Soundtrack of my life. I spent way too long in this section of the game. So I was like, there's no point to me complaining about this game if I'm just going to buy it anyway. So then I didn't buy it. And then my friend who was complaining with me bought it. And I was like, you're fucking... You're supporting the people you were giving out about. You know? But now the whole graphics thing doesn't really bother me anymore. Because, like, it's just the way it is. Yeah, they are also the highest grossing media franchise on the world, so that is another thing. But look, as long as I'm having fun playing a game, that's all I care about. Not loving the franchise can appreciate other ways, such as Fake Man. Sure, that's what I did for the past like 3 years. Like I'm only really starting to get into Generation 8 now, and I have 3 months from tomorrow to kind of blast through it. I took like all of Generation 8 off playing Pokemon. But I still made a lot of stuff in the last 3 years. I'm gonna do a spooky shading in here. There we go. I'd stay surprised with Gen 10 being sprites instead of models. I feel like Generation 8 started to get good for people and then scared about it. Like, if Legends Arceus didn't come out, Generation 8 would have easily been the worst generation for a lot of people. For me, Legends is such a breath of fresh air. For me, it's between 8 and 7. Some guy on Twitter got fucking pissed at me because I said that Ultra Sun and Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon were worse than Sun and Moon. Did like a whole quote tweet and everything. I was like, bro, I'm allowed to have an opinion. And I guess that's what you get for using Twitter, eh? Pumpcap, come here, let me see you. Wow. He is the boy. Jeez, I've done a lot today. I miss outlines of Pokemon games. Oh my god, yeah, even the mods of Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon where they remove the outlines. And then there's like screenshots of... There's people modding BDSP and it looks way better. And it's just like one person, you know? Cinnamon, Ultra Moon, actually did the ending bit. It's kind of like that with Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. Incorrect. In Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, I feel that Emerald is an improvement because you have both the evil teams being evil, and then it's like the whole thing with Rayquaza needs to come down. Whereas in the original ones, it's like, oh, one of the evil teams is actually sided with you. It's not really like a forces of nature thing, because it's just kind of one side of it. Ruby has the drought theme though, which is horrifying. In Platinum, then it's like it's both Ruby, it's both Dialga and Palkia, and then Cyrus kind of, because in the original Diamond and Pearl, Cyrus just kind of goes away. But in this, he gets sucked into another fucking dimension. And also, there's more fire types. So Flint isn't stuck using 2 fire types and a Drifblim, Lopunny, and Steelix. He has a Steelix. Like, what's he doing? And, like, Platinum... There's something I'm forgetting about Platinum. Platinum also has the... Fantina's gym isn't nonsensical in Platinum. In Diamond and Pearl, and therefore BDSP, Fantina, the Ghost-type gym leader, who's the 3rd gym in the game, but is just like, oh, come back after you've some gyms done. In Platinum, you fight her when you get there, and her gym isn't a fucking math puzzle. It's like, what the fuck is that? Why is the ghost type gym leader's puzzle mats? So then in Platinum, they changed it into like a spooky hallway with torchlight shenanigans. It's like, okay, that makes sense. You know? Then Cyrus gets sucked into the distortion realm. You get distortion, origin form, Giratina, blah, 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 blah. Possibly the most insane legendary music ever made with Giratina's battle theme, which should be playing later on in this playlist because he's in this game. So then Black and White 2 are sequels, proper sequels. But then Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon are like, they're not a sequel, and they're not a third version, because they don't have both legendaries. All of a sudden, there's the fucking Ultra Recon squad, which look like a bunch of idiots. And then the whole story about Luzamine going absolutely apeshit bananas just isn't in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon at all. And it's like, that whole family dynamic part was like the best part of Sun and Moon to me. Where it's Lily like escaping a toxic relationship. She leaves at the end of the game. But in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon she stays. And it's like, what the hell was the point? Like, I only played through those once, so I can't comment on them as much. But I remember really being like, this is such a downgrade. The other thing I just don't like about Sun and Moon is it's very reference heavy. It's like, normally in Pokemon games you'll get like one returning character from a... You'll get one returning character from like an older game. Like in Diamond and Pearl and Platinum, Jasmine shows up. I can't think of anybody in Ruby and Sapphire. And then like Caitlyn in the Elite Four in Unova is from Sinnoh. She's in Platinum in the Battle Frontier. But then in Sun and Moon, it's like, oh, hey, I'm Grimsley. Let me teach you how to surf. And it's like, okay, that's fine, because Jasmine did that. And it's like, oh, hey, we're Cena and Dexio. Zygarde's here at Random Trainer. Do you want to go get that for us? And it's like, okay. And it's like, hi, I'm Colress. I was the bad guy in other games, but I'm good in this dimension. It's like, all right, relax. and it's like, hi, I'm Professor Oak's cousin. It's like, who's Professor Oak? Like, the character I am in this game doesn't know who Professor Oak is, you know? It's just so much meta shit. I did like Team Skull, but apparently Team Yell are just Team Skull but worse. So I'm like, because Team Skull were kind of incompetent and that was their whole joke. Now it's just Team Yell are kind of that again. It's like, can I get an evil team that wants to destroy the fucking universe, please? I don't know, so depending on how I feel about Sword and Shield... Well, just Shield, because I'm not playing Sword. I'm between Gen 7 and Gen 8 being my worst one. The thing is, I think I love the Alola region as a place. I like a lot of the Pokemon there. But the Ultra games really disappointed me. Also, I think Dawn Wings and Duskmane... I think Duskmane looks slightly better, but they look really just... They don't look good as, like, new forms. And I know it's meant to be kind of violent, but, like, it's not... I suppose Duskmane kind of looks like a Manticore, but Lunala with the big weird hands just doesn't look good. And also the fucking Festival Plaza is the worst thing they've ever done. They had the online perfect in Generation 6. And then they fucked it up so hard. So I remember at the time, me and my girlfriend at the time, I got Sun and she got Moon. And I was like, oh, trade with me. And then she was like, I've never done anything like this before. And I was like, oh, it's really easy. It wasn't easy. It's one of the worst things I've ever seen. I mean, in Sun and Moon, Lusamine fuses to a jellyfish. And then in second one, she's just like, hey, Lily, I'm your mom. It's just like, they're different. Those are different characters, like. And then they're all like, oh, it's different dimensions. Every game you're playing is a different dimension. It's like, can we just play games and not fucking get into Doctor Strange shit? Yeah. Aye. Okay, that's my rant. Team Rocket were better villains than Yell. Rocket is the best team because they never be evil. I think Team Rocket is just like a good baseline. Magma, Aqua, and Plasma, I think, would be my top 3. Galactic. I think the grunts of Galactic don't really know what's going on. And that kind of lessens it for me. I'm like, I think Team Galactic should have been like a front. Where they were like a government body where it's like, oh, we're hired to do this. But actually our boss is trying to destroy the world. But we don't know about it. Okay, let's remove you. Let's do that. And let's do this. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to change this to that. Then we're going to go... Oh! I lost my fucking color again. Okay. Baba Booey, normal. Thank you very much. Yeah, give me that. Oh, turn you back to soft light. Turn off. Bang. Go away. Okay. I respect that. The plaza with the story element you had to do at one point was Rainbow. I liked the Rainbow Rocket thing. It gave us the fucking Cyrus remix. And also the Lysander theme. They did need to redo Lysander's theme, but it's really good in that. And then Giovanni gets his own theme as well, which is really nice. But overall, it was just like... What was the point? Pokemon is a multiverse. No, it is. And they didn't, like... I think if they wanted to, like, give us a proper Pokemon is a multiverse kind of thing, instead of just saying it, it should have been like, hey, let's do an actual Pokemon game where it is a multiverse, you know? Maybe you travel to Pallet Town, but Red isn't the champion or whatever. Or it's like Johto 2 years later, but Cinnabar Island didn't explode. You know, you could do stuff like that. But instead they're just like, beep boop bop, I'm Colress, and I'm not evil in this dimension. I think he literally says something to that extent. I can't remember it specifically. But he's like, oh, the Colress you know must be bad. And it's like, you don't know any Colress. You're not the characters from Gen 5. What are you talking about? Give us Evil Oak. Exactly! You could do a multiverse story where all of the professors are the evil team villains, and all of the evil team villains are the professors. See? It's like... There's so many cool opportunities you could do with it. But instead they're just like... Hey... And the thing is, they don't even know if, like, the Ultra Beasts are multi-dimensional or not. Because whenever you go through Ultra Space, it's like, you've landed 367 miles off of Earth. And it's like, okay, now I'm just on another planet. Why are there Pokemon here, you know? This isn't another reality. I think that was the beginning of me not wanting to get Sword and Shield as well. Because all of that stuff annoyed me. Copper in different dimensions. Yeah. The professor is the evil team leader and the evil team leader is... Yeah, exactly. So you you'd end up in like Little Root Town, and then depending on your version, like Archie or Maxie would be your professor, and then Professor Birch is like destroying the region. You know? It'd be fucking awesome. Like, if you're gonna go multiverse, go multiverse. If nobody's made a video about this, I might tackle it. I don't know if he'd be Team Aqua, though. You know, it might change the... Because each of the professors has, like, a thing that they do. Like, Professor Birch is habitats. Oak is the Pokedex in general. Like, I don't remember what Oak is specifically. Elm is breeding. Birch is environments, habitats and stuff. Rowan is evolution. Juniper is... I forget what Juniper is. Juniper in the Getsis outfit? Oh my god. Professor Rowan in the Cyrus outfit? That's fucking crazy. Professor Kukui as Guzma. Sycamore as Lysander. Is Piers the evil team leader, or is it Marnie? Because then you have, like, Professor Willow, is it in... What's the professor's name in Sword and Shield? I haven't played them. The old woman. It's not Willow, it's like Mangrove or something, but it's not. It's a big long tree name. Professor Birch is attacked by the Poochyena and it started his villain arc. Exactly. Team Sky Leader Birch. Who remembers the weird mirror dimension where you get Cosmog? Yep. Solgaleo and Lunala do a thing very quickly. Magnolia is what it is, yeah. I knew it was something M. Like Professor Magnolia and the Piers outfit. Macrocosmos leader Magnolia. Oh yeah, Rose. Oh yeah, I suppose Rose is the main villain. Professor Kukui as Lucamine. Professor Kukui combining with a Buzzwole instead of an Islago. It's just apps, and he's like the Battle Royal. The what's that guy called? Guys, this is an idea. This is crazy. Swole Kukui, and like Kukui's already swole. I love throat singing stuff, so I just go into these caverns to listen to this. I don't think a Buzzwole can do the same thing. It's Pokemon, they can do whatever they want. I also like pretty much all of the Ultra Beasts visually, but I still think they should have something unique about them. And I always thought it should be a third type. Apparently, I think in Legends Arceus, when you get Arceus, you get a plate that allows it to be every type at once. And I know people would be like, oh, they can't have their own type. And I'm like, of course they can have their own type. They're already banned from competitive, I'm sure. The Ultra Beasts. Maybe they're not. No, they're not. But they would be. You know, there's other Pokemon to use. Just like, have a bit of fun with it, you know? Because this whole thing, it's like, they're not Pokemon. It's like, yes, they are. If they're not Pokemon, why do they have types and abilities? And no, the Beast Boost is not adequate enough for me. Kukui combines with Pheromos and becomes a queen. Kukui gets into Celesteela's... Kukui Kukui sits in Celesteela and he's like Bowser at the end of Super Mario World, flying around, shooting out little things at you. Oh, I need to rewatch this stream. There's some shite coming out of my mouth. Oh, we're nearly at Eurobeat Space Horse time. Why did this turn into Kukui fusion nonsense? Because Kukui and Lusamine swap and Lusamine fuses with Nilago. Nilago's the only one who can do it. Yeah, but I don't care. They're aliens. They can do whatever they want. Also, Celesteela definitely has room inside her cavity. But she's like a big skinny neck. Man, this one's somewhere. That's how brainstorming works. You have to get every idea out. Oh shit, this bat look on fire. You know what I could do actually to make this bat look even better? No, I'll do all the fire at the end. Go over the outline with a brighter color. That'll really look good. Let's have a look at Celesteela for a sec. Let's see. I'm on my laptop at the moment because all my screens are taken up. Oh my god. His head could totally be peeking out of, like, where her neck joins onto her body. Because Celesteela's huge, if I think so. He could be inside, like, a Stack Attacker building. The Master Royale with cheese. I have to write this down in my video ideas document. Just give me a sec. Because here's the thing, I could finish that script I wrote years ago where I'm like, Pokemon's gone downhill. But it's just having fun with it, you know? Like, so instead of being like, I could just be like, I didn't like Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. You want to do a multiverse game? Here's some options. Multiverse opportunity. Then we're gonna say this bit's so nice. Oh, okay. Kukui and Xurkitree and like his head just gets fried. Xurkitree, I think, is one of the most underrated Ultra Beasts. Loads of people are just like, I don't like it because it's literally wires. And I'm like, they're all literal. Cortana is origami. I think Xurkitree might be my favorite Ultra Beast. Okay, let's see. God, I feel like I've done more. Oh yeah, where's North Friday? There we go. Okay. What time am I at? Okay. I could do 20 more minutes easily. Oh, okay, I can see the gap is here. I can see it. We're closing in. Is it Eurobeat Space Source time? We're nearly there. Let's turn it up a slight bit in preparation. And me being a big stupid dope, I lost my color again. Yeah, I'm gonna make a layer of this. Bear with me. Vampire, bada bing, bada boom. Because this keeps happening. Then we're gonna put that back to soft light. Then I'm gonna close that. I'm gonna make a new layer. Slap bang in the middle. There we go. Those are my two colors if I need them. Now where the heck is Celtic? Circuitry is my favorite electric type. It's a good choice. The video of circuitry running is awesome. It's on the same level as Ferret. Insert original. I don't see your boy because I'm not working on them at the moment. It's Eurobeat Space Horse time. And if it's not, I'm gonna scream. There we go. If this had played in the original Diamond and Pearl when I was in Hawaii at like 11 years old, my brain would have fucking melted. They're like, hey, how do we reflect time and space in a song in ancient Japan? And it's like, okay, let's make it Europe and let's make it the early 2000s. I've definitely missed some context in the chat. I have no idea what you're talking about anymore. But that's okay. This bit's delicious. Come on, give me a second one. You know what? However you may feel about certain Pokemon games, there has never been a Pokemon game where the soundtrack has been 100% shit. You might not like some songs, but there is always a lot of bangers. Why did I design this guy to be so fucking detailed? Well, let me remove Amphibiant. Okay, I'm still recording. Wow, we did it. We saved the world. What type is this guy? Elctic is grass and rock. And is based off of an ancient... Or, not even an ancient, just an Irish elk. Which are an extinct species of elk, and they are called Irish, even though they weren't exclusively found in Ireland. So I'm like, that is a perfect Irish grass starter. If we go by the extinct rule, that is. Here's Fire Electric. Wait, is Shutlamp not bug type? I was incorrect. Did I lose this flying type? Yeah. What the fuck is going on? Okay, that's definitely credits music if I've ever heard it. It's very Iris. Black and White 2. Oh what? You wanted to fight the Pokemon League champion? I thought we should go to space. Why did I give him so much detail? I don't remember the room specifically. I know it had like kind of a dragon statue, kind of mobile looking thing. Because as much as I praise Black and White 2, I haven't played it that much. But I really should, because it's really good. Grass type that was too simple. Redesigned it, made it too detailed. Sometimes you just can't win. No, thank you. Stop stuttering, stream. I'll stop doing that too. There we go. Oh my god, fuck this dude. Breaky breaky neck time. Are there different versions of this town theme? Is this like the third or fourth time it's come up? Oh, eat my poo. Okay. Okay, you big chunky malunky. Wow. Yeah, speaking of redesigning, I still need to redesign my water starter that I did for Erna. It's like a Kelpie, and it was water dragon type, but I'm kind of like, I don't like that much anymore. The type or the origin. Like, unless there were ways to work around it with the other starters. But I feel like having a deer and a horse at the same time. I don't know, something about that just... It's a bit samey. If I had known the Arctic soundtrack was so chill, I would have put it on earlier. I don't know what happened there. Everything's still good. Soft light. Nice. Oh my god. Okay. Frog. Oh, I'm not even touching those guys. I'm not even going near them. Because they're all kind of bunched together. You know what, I can do these two. I'll do you first. So you got multiple light sources kind of deal going on. Old logo. Oh, on my stream. It's because I never finished the new one. I do want to redesign the logo though. Because getting this one right took a fucking age and a half. I'm in a very sweary mood tonight, I apologize. It was a good day though, I got a weight lifted off my shoulders uploading that video. Which was finished yesterday, but I had to wait for that build up. You say you've been kind of sweary, and then I look up one message and you say, "Oh frick." The biggest swear of them all. Dude, DeadBedInstead cover. Yeah, covers annoy me. Oh, this guy is missing a color in his finger. And now, see, I have gotten rid of my color, so I just go to this. Bada booey. Let's make this yellow. Oh. It's just passing 10 PM here. I'll do these two frogs anyway. See how I feel. I could do what I used to do years ago and shade my fire. If you look at the original art for Toastera, the fire has dark patches on it. And I'm like, maybe somebody should have taught this kid out fireworks. Okay. Bang. Nope. Bang. Yes. Who knew that shading was this easy? I need to detach this. Nope. Nope. Yup. 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 Oh. Sorry for the quietness, guys. We've just reached that time of day. Soft light. Oh, there. Oh, look at him. He looks so good. Let's see this dude. Okay, I need to properly stretch my hand there. On my wrist, rather. Jeez, I feel like we were in Jubilate Village for an age. Oh my god. Tell me stuff that's interesting that's happened to you today. I postponed the gym 2 days in a row because I'm lazy. And what interesting thing did I do? I released a video about crossbreeds. Go watch it. Ugh. God, my wrist is fucking killing me. Why are we back to this again? This playlist is, oh my god. It's like, there's more post-game songs you can play. How far into this am I? Nearly at the end. Maybe we can skip this. This is when shit gets real. Oh god. Okay. My twin sisters came over to my place for vacation. We had fun the whole week. Golf cart ride. I've never been in a golf cart. I imagine they're hectic. Running my mom's car, kind of is on gas. You have to pedal between them. Or switch between them, rather. Oh, this is the Mount Coronet theme. Arizona battery may touch another destination. Were you renting it and they just didn't they didn't top it up? Wait, do you just have access to a golf cart? Oh. That's fairly niche. That's kind of cool. It's like when you see people with the ride-on lawnmowers. Or Tronmowers, as I call them. Check it out. That sounds really cool. It's your supervillain origin arc. Oh my god, I've never gotten this far into it. Tronmower. It's not a Tron mower, it's like lawnmower but with the TR. Like a tractor lawnmower. Because you sit in it. Just a bit of Lake Trio theme in there earlier. Oh no, that's my accent. I don't say Tron, I say Tran. I forgot his legs. Oh, Jesus Christ. There we go. Okay. Okay, I'm done for tonight. I mean, how many did I do tonight? I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's not bad. So I need this. So that's left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay. And there's how many overall? 48. Oh my god, I'm only halfway through. God damn it. Okay. But if I do it once a day. Not so bad. Ooh. So this is Volo's encounter music, which is Cynthia's battle music. And then Volo's battle theme is Cynthia's encounter music. Da 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 da. See what I mean? Interesting fact. Let me put up everybody I've done though, just so it doesn't look as barren. Oh, I forgot about Amphibians. Okay, I've done 14. Is there anybody else I've hidden that I've done? So I have 23 left, so I'm over halfway. This is a very haunting note to end on. But alas, we must end. Thank you everybody for showing up. I'm gonna just save this now, back it up while I can. Spectacular Starter Summer .psd save yes. Okay, let's stop recording because I don't need to record this. I hate that the layout for DeadBedInstead profiles cover a part of your cover. Ugh. The sound of my childhood splitting into pieces. Okay, I feel this is a much more appropriate note to end on. Anyway, thank you everybody for joining me. I've been DeadBedSpread. This has been the Spectacular Starter Summer Fake Montage, which I am scripting. So, yeah. I want to try and get this completed before the 20th. I mean, it's the 17th today. The 20th is Saturday. I'm busy on Friday. Okay. By the weekend, I hope to have it done anyway. Okay. See you later, kids.